I was talking to somebody last night, through email, and they were telling me how it seems like almost everywhere they go, people have a problem with them. They go to the store, the cashier has an attitude. They went to like a car lot with their dad, and the salesperson was acting like an ass and things of that nature. And it was like he seen the salesperson like talking to somebody else, and then when him and his dad comes up, all of a sudden the attitude and energy shifts and change. And he was saying, BPV, how the hell are you dealing with all the things that that you were going through right now? Getting doxxed, you know, and being put in a bad position, having your YouTube channel taken from you, but still maintaining making beats, showing off your writing, um, and just keeping a solid head and a solid foundation. He's like, how do you deal with the haters? And I just told him, you got to stay focused. You got to understand, not everybody's going to like you. And a lot of the times, it's not even you. It's like people's insecurities and self projections. There could be something inside of you that somebody sees and they're envious because they don't have it inside of them. And that lack of confidence in themselves can just turn into hate towards you, you know? And I remember experiencing this in football, you know what I mean, when I was younger, like I was playing the DN, defensive end, and I was short, but I was fast, and people didn't really like that, you know what I mean, even some coaches, but the main coach was like, nah, if he's fast, we need him. But then it came upon the time where there's just people that are just way bigger, like 6'3", 6'4", or like 6'2" at least, like 250, pounds and bigger, at the time. And so, they choose what they choose, but you got to understand, man, in this life, if you don't have haters or people watching you and spying on you or trying to destroy you, then it's like you're not really doing nothing, right? Because people are not going to hate on something they don't secretly like or secretly, have some type of admiration or some type of emotion. You see, when you spark an emotional, energetic manifestation or response from somebody, it's interesting. And why I'm saying this is because on TikTok, I guess some trolls found my TikTok or whatever, because I released this beat and it's going crazy on TikTok. I'm getting a lot of love over there, but people calling me the N word and saying this, that, and the third. I'm like, wow, these guys are still calling me the N word. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. Like, this is just distasteful and it's ignorant. But you have to understand that in this world, not everybody, is going to like you. You just have to deal with that. Some people just not going to like the way you look. They're not going to like the way your skin is. They're not going to like the way how you talk. They're just not going to like you, and you just have to deal with that and stay focused on your mission, But how to deal with them is simply, someone was telling me, he's like, bro, why do you even respond to those haters? They know what they did to you. They doxed you. They got you kicked out, and they're watching you now trying to find information. They're watching every video you post and listen to everything you say. And if you slip up once, they got you, And he's like, yeah, I know. And I was like, yeah, I know. And he was like, yeah, man, so just, stay safe or whatever, man. Just keep focusing on your music and stuff, because people are liking that. It's people on Reddit like, damn, we didn't know that guy was that talented. We thought he was just some, whatever. It's like, yeah, bro, it's just I'm not around the right people. You know what I mean? Like, you have to find the right people in this world that can help you build. And, the right people with the right vision, people that want to make music, people that want to create, people that want to build. You have to be around the right people. Your network is your net worth, simple as that. I've been saying that for a minute now. Your network of people is going to equal to your net worth of people. If everybody around you is in a certain economic position, that's going to help elevate or not elevate you, and when you're somebody that has a little talent or whatever, or something, whatever you win, people think talent is just, some people are born with talent, so other talents you have to actually build and earn it. There was times I'll make 100 melodies in a day. You think I'm joking? I would start at 7 a.m. And the last time I did this was 2019 though, but I would start at 7 a.m. and I'll start my first melody and I'll just build out a melody. Do 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 and add like a quick, hi-hats, drum kit, clap, basic. But the most important component was getting that melody that sounds good. I'll make 100 melodies in a day. Yeah. Start at 7 a.m. and I get done maybe like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. 100 melodies, and that shit is tiring. I need to do that again. I need to start doing that again though, but my mind is different now. It's like there's so much more things going on now than it was then, right? But you see that focus and determination, you have to grind like that in certain things when it comes to things that you love. And unfortunately, some of us may not have the opportunities to be around the right people that can help us make our dreams come true, and it's very difficult to try to start your own YouTube channel and build that up. YouTube is a slow thing. It's not something that's boom, happens overnight. Now, my last channel, it just boom, pretty much happened overnight. Like, people just started fucking with me out of nowhere. I was shocked and surprised, It's funny when you're in a certain position and people look at you a certain way, but when you meet different people from around the world, they fuck with you like, hey man, you one of the coolest guys, woo woo, people like you. And you got to understand that when somebody has it out for you, especially if you never met this person, you never talked to this person just has it out for you. And they make they make music videos on you. They make cartoons about you. And people think, what? I'm serious. You know what I mean? Like that shows a level of obsession that's not normal. You know, that's something totally different. This is somebody that needs to be neutralized, you know. Now, and I mean neutralized with their content being gone. and and in the multiple facets. I gotta be careful, right? But you're gonna have haters in this world. That's just the way life is. You have to just deal with that, man. Even if you don't like you may not have a penny to your name, you may not have no money in your pocket, but if you have something that somebody sees and wants, maybe you could sing good, maybe you could fucking program well, maybe you're good at coding, maybe you're a good teacher, maybe you're a good fucking swimmer. Somebody's gonna see that and be envious of it. That's just the way this world works. There's invisible interdimensional beings that feed off these negative energetic manifestational frequencies, such as jealousy, hatred, death, violent, whatever. There's beings you can't see. You can call them demons, whatever you can call them, but there's beings that feed off this energy. So a lot of times it could be beings inside of people. You know what I mean? And it sounds ridiculous and it sounds weird, but it's the truth. And then you have some people that feel they're self-righteous, when in reality their actions, their deeds, their thoughts, their heart, their emotional frequencies is all demonic. But in their mind they're righteous, and they try to paint you as the bad guy, as the villain. I call myself the villain, the black pill villain, but I'm not a villain. I'm one of the most coolest people you can ever meet. It's just that when you're surrounded by negative energy constantly, persistently, relentlessly, I'm talking about just life in general. I'm talking about, the world you're in. The world is evil. The government system is evil. The government system is satanic. The world is satanic. They'll spend $1 billion for nuclear missiles. They'll spend, trillions of dollars to Israel, you know what I mean, and other places, but they never put that in the infrastructure of America. They never put that into actually building up this economy and actually giving people free, true freedom. There's so much, how many forests and woods out there they can cut down and make many houses and help people in poverty-stricken positions, but they refuse to. The government system is corrupt. Simple as that, But we have to stay strong through it, And when you've been going through a lot of things in life, and you still got to go through it, you just got to be strong. That's the best thing I can tell you. And know that there's people listening to me right now that hate my guts, but they're listening to every single word I say, which is crazy, because I mind my business and stay out the way. I don't bother nobody. It's just my presence. It's just online. I don't know what it is, and it's weird, but stay focused on your dreams, goals, and ambitions, man. And, you're going to have people that are not going to like you in this world. You have to deal with that. Some people are just not going to like you. They're not going to like the way you look. They're not going to like the way your voice sounds. They're not going to like what your clothes you are. They're not going to just not going to like you. And you have to deal with that and stay focused on things that's going to enhance your life in the long run. Okay? So this video is for that one person who was asking me, how the hell do you deal with it? I'm like, well, I deal with it by making music, by writing, and keeping my mind straight. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. You got to keep your mind healthy. You got to try to learn new little things every day, from writing, from coding. Right now I'm looking to a little bit of coding and stuff like that, watching a couple of videos and reading. I just started this one little book that's like beginner coding and shit like that. I want to get into all of that, bro. I want to, because in the future, let's be real, artificial intelligence integration, that's the future of the civilization, is artificial intelligence creation and the establishment of that. It's going to be a whole world is going to be augmented with artificial intelligence, point blank, period. That's the future. You're going to start seeing it you're going to start seeing more self-driving cars, self-driving planes, self-driving boats and shit like that. You're going to start seeing that. You're going to start seeing eventually, hell, maybe even the police was going to start getting more. Wait till you see the first police robot. They may start with a canine dog. You know what I mean? I think they already had one of those, but they may start with a more humanoid one. And if you hit that robot, that's like hitting a real life police officer, you're gonna get charged with that. Wait till that starts. Wait till it start getting like Metal Gear Solid, But yeah, man, so stay focused, man, and you can't let people derail you off your dreams, goals, and ambitions, point blank, period. And this one person was telling me he plays soccer for his local college, and he made it, but his brother, for whatever reason, pretty much, stopped, quit the team, I think it was his brother was dealing with some type of I guess his brother's kind of an addict. He does heroin and he does it with his girlfriend and her people, her little circle of friends, and he kind of got addicted to drugs. And then when his brother kind of seen him, get on the soccer team, he was envious. And I'm just like, you just have to deal with that, man. This world is just filled with all type of things, all type of negative emotions, envy, greed, hatred, self-indulgence, just things of that nature. You have to deal with it. Just stay strong, man, and keep your mind right. Just whatever makes you happy, you do. Because people are going to try to get you. They're going to try to get under your skin. They're going to try to do this, that, and the third. They're going to try their best, But you just stay focused on your dreams and ambitions, because I promise you, one day, you're going to have your dreams accomplished. Just stay focused. Build brick by brick by brick. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and Rome didn't fall in a day either. You know what I mean? Contrary to popular belief, it took a while before the Western Empire fell. Then the Eastern Empire remained. So you build up your Roman Empire, man, brick by brick, whatever you're doing. If you're in college now, you're in school now, stay focused, man, So I want to wish you guys some more encouragement, man, and peace. Have a good day.